Today my adventure brings me to Shelby, North Carolina, right here on the corner of Marion Street and North Washington Street here in downtown Shelby. Really looking forward to visiting the town today, looking for some ghost signs, and also this is the hometown of Earl Scruggs. And I can't wait to tell you what nice little jingle he used to play that was really famous. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it as always. It's going to be an awesome day today. We're going to start off here in Shelby, do a little walk around here in the downtown area, and then we're going to go off to the west a piece to the small town of Bowling Springs. And when we get there, we're going to track down the actual springs itself. Why do they call it Bowling Springs? We're going to get into that today. Should be a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool stuff to see, and we're going to start off right here with an awesome old school retro theater. This looks to be abandoned now. Let's begin. All right, so right here is the Rogers Theater, but before we go take a close look at it, I want to show you this cool ghost sign right up here on the side of the building. It said Bobby's Music Shop Records, tapes, players, and scanners. Don't really know where that used to be. Surely it wasn't this little hut right here. But this is really cool. So the architect that actually built this building, his name was Charlie Benson, and he built it in 1936. And it is an Art Deco style movie theater. Reminds me very much of the theater I showed off maybe a year ago, or actually about 8 months ago. I was back in that area, the old Gym Theater in Kannapolis, North Carolina. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Look at the windows right here. It says Beam Soda Shop on it. Have no idea what that means. Not from here. It's the first time I've ever been to Shelby before. But yeah, man, this is cool. This old place. I wonder if you can see in. Don't look like you're going to be able to see in at all because of the style of like fogged up windows we got here. I don't know if you guys can see in. Seeing just a barely little bit in there, but not much. But yeah, this is an awesome place. Rogers Theater. This is so cool. Notice right here, I imagine this is where the ticket booth used to sit. At one time, a lot of these old theaters, they always had their ticket booths set out right out front here. And you can kind of see where it's squared off right back and around. Yeah. This place is awesome. So the ghost sign we just looked at a few minutes ago, right at the start of the video, said Bobby's Records. And right here, indeed, it says Bobby's Records right here. It's like an old school picture of the inside of Bobby's Records, wherever that was located. I don't think surely it wasn't located here at the theater, but that's definitely goes hand in hand with that ghost sign we just looked at. So as I stand right here is Rogers Theater. Right next door was bowling. They actually had bowling lanes right here in this building. And then right next to that, this here was old Ford dealership. And I know you're saying, man, you've never been to this place before. How do you know this? I know it because of this right inside this window right here. Check it out. That is so awesome. You can see the Rogers Theater. Actually, they had David Copperfield on the marquee. Maybe that was open like in the late 80s, early 90s maybe. And then sure enough, right there is the bowling sign. And then if we go down a little bit further, you see that opening right here. If I can get a little bit closer, I know there's a lot of glare. You can see the Ford sign. And right here is where the Ford sign would have been, and right here is the opening. So yeah, we got a little history lesson. Thanks to this, like, I don't know, wall collage that they have in here, just inside of this building here at 217 East Marion Street. That helped us out a lot. That was really, really cool. All right, I walked up the street just a tad bit more, and look at this awesome mural they have right here on the side of this building. Cleveland County Courthouse. A lot of history here. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about it. I do know we just seen the Rogers Theater right here in this picture. Right there is the Rogers Theater. So that's a historic find we know about, and I would imagine that right there is Earl Scruggs up there playing the banjo. So we know a little bit here. Looks like we got us a barbecue restaurant here. Football player. Yeah, nice little water wheel. It's almost like a finger painting. It's really cool. I really like this a lot. Really nice. Right here in downtown Shelby. Okay, so now I've made it right here into the pretty much the center of town. And this here is the Earl Scruggs Center, which Earl Scruggs being from the town of Shelby. And if you don't think you know an Earl Scruggs song, I bet I can prove you wrong right now. Because Earl Scruggs and a guy by the name of Lester Flatt actually performed this song called The Ballad of Jed Clampett. And that was the theme song for the show most of us have seen 100 times over, the Beverly Hillbillies. So anytime you hear the Beverly Hillbillies theme song, that is Earl Scruggs. That's his musical genius right there. And it's pretty cool that his hometown has the Earl Scruggs Center right here in the middle of town. Look how big this place is. Right here in the middle of town. It's beautiful. The grass, look at how manicured that is. I mean, that is beautiful. Man, I would love to have grass like that. My grass is green, but it's just a lot of clovers. Doesn't look quite that spectacular. All right, so right here on the corner of South Lafayette Street and West Warren Street, we have the Chamber building. Thinking this is the Chamber of Commerce building right here. Really cool looking. But look at this cool wall art we got down here. We got a big mural with the football player Bobby Bale, who was the Kansas City Chiefs linebacker back in the day. And according to this mural, Bobby was born in Shelby, North Carolina in 1940, and he was indeed a Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinee. Being in the town of Shelby is pretty cool. Always liked that name, Shelby. Always thought it was such a cool name. Not to mention Carroll Shelby, you know, he built the baddest Mustang on the planet back in the day. 350 and the 500. Big fan of Shelby. Has nothing to do with this town, just like the name, but it is kind of a funny story. Back in the day, my first Mustang I bought was a 1996 Mustang Cobra, and it had the Mystic Green paint on it, and the gentleman that I sold it to was from Shelby, North Carolina. Kind of cool. I just thought about that. This is where he lived. He come all the way up to Iredell County to pick the car up from me back in the day. That was in 2003 when I sold him that car, I believe, and drove off and never seen the car again. It was kind of sad because it was such a limited car. They didn't make about 900, maybe 1,000 of them. I don't even think it was 1,000 of them of that car type with the paint and everything like I had on mine. It was a flip-flop paint. How the sun shined on it changed the color. It would be that green or purple or bronze, or if it was cloudy outside, it would just look like a black car, you know. So it was pretty cool, but just kind of popped in my head there. Okay, this is a relic. Look at that old sign. That is awesome. Shelby Cafe Fine Foods. That is really cool. And right here on the window, it says Shelby Cafe Home Cooking since 1922. And it smells amazing out here. I bet they got some good burgers. I could not resist. I did it. I went to that freaking cafe and I just wanted to go down there and just show it. And I thought to myself, man, it would be a real crime if I come here to this cafe, come all this way to Shelby, and not try this burger. I got to try the burger, man. It smelt amazing. I know there's no smell-o-vision here on YouTube yet, but I'm going to tell you something. Look at the heft. Are you kidding me? This is the burger. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to try this. And this was actually recommended by somebody, so that kind of made I had to do it. Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh man, this is a work of art. This is a work of art. Oh my gosh. This is my type of thing. This is my style, guys. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that. Oh no, it's starting to drip, ain't it? I don't know how close I can get. Let me put it up there. Look at that. You see that? Oh my God. This is just a single cheeseburger with slaw, chili, mustard. Oh man. The slaw is right on. This is my type of slaw, folks. Oh my gosh. It's like finely chopped. This is beautiful. Here we go. Let's not waste no time with this thing. This is going to be awesome. I already know it. Oh man. This is what I'm talking about. This right here is a burger. This thing is so freaking good. Oh my God. Oh my God. This right here is what I'm talking about. These toppings, the meat, everything. This is so delicious. This is such a classic Americana, just good diner food. You know, it's not a smash burger. Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you that, which is like really my favorite style. But when you're just talking about good, perfectly cooked hamburger, you know, that right there is how you do it. And the slaw and the chili, it tastes great. I mean, it all goes together because this burger, if you can see, it has that little bit of crust on it, you know, where they really just get it done. Oh man, this is so good. Yeah, this is a job well done. Oh my God, this is so good. I cannot believe I almost just showed it and walked on. You know, we was about to get in the car and go to the next town. We was about to be on our way to Bowling Springs. And then something spoke to me and said, wait a minute, you need to go try this. If you try this, if you walk away and you don't try this, you're going to regret it. You're going to be sorry about it. It's going to haunt your dreams. And I listened to my inner self, and now I'm like totally patting myself on the back right now. This right here is awesome. That was the great decision of the day right there. What a classic cheeseburger, slaw, chili, mustard. That is Carolina classic style, man. That is just so freaking good. My wife's going to see this footage, and she's going to wish I should have went with him today. Yeah. Yep. Anytime she don't come, I'll find this bomb hamburger location. That was so freaking good. So highly recommend the Shelby Cafe, celebrating over 100 years in business. And I know why, because that was awesome. If all their food is like on par with that, 2 thumbs up for me. Very, very good. That being said, it's time to get back on the road and head to the small town of Bowling Springs. I've enjoyed my time here in Shelby today. Hope you guys have had so fun so far. I got to learn a little bit. We got to look at some cool stuff. Hometown of Earl Scruggs. Yeah. That's all. Let's go ahead and move on down the road. All right, I've made it to the home of Gardner-Webb University here in Bowling Springs, North Carolina. And there's Gardner-Webb stuff everywhere here in town. And right across the way is the United States Post Office here in Bowling Springs. Zip code 28017. And right over there is Gardner-Webb University. All right, so right downtown Bowling Springs, check this old sign out up here. It says the Snack Shop. It's a pretty cool little place to eat. Some little restaurants and diners down here. Really like the look of this one. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Diner burger. Pretty nice. So this is a cool little fun fact. This little Italian garden, Italian and Greek food restaurant right here with this like slab rock front fascia. This used to be a theater back in the day. So it was a one-screen theater in that restaurant. So they have this really interesting looking like longhorn steer mural right here on the side of this building. And the weird thing is they're having like this, I don't know, animal meet and greet, petting zoo type of a thing going on right out here. These guys are just parked right here, man. People are walking down the sidewalk. I got some goats, maybe a llama. People were just coming up petting. I mean, who don't love goats? Everybody loves goats. You know? Everybody loves goats. But it's interesting. Bowling Springs is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I really did. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's really not a whole lot to show here. I imagine the University of Gardner-Webb is probably most of the town. But this is it. This is it right here. This is the crossroad. This is all Bowling Springs right now. So since I've showed you about all I can show you here in the downtown area, there's only one thing left to do. We gotta go hunt the springs down and find out why they call it Bowling Springs. Let's go see if the springs actually are bowling. All right, I'm in the Gardner-Webb University area. And this supposedly is where the Bowling Springs can be found. And, oh, that's not good. That might not be good at all. Right here, they must have a UFO issue because it says caution, watch for flying disc. Oh, Lord. Oh, geez. They got UFOs, guys. And squirrels. Lots of squirrels. All right, we just made it down this hill. Have like a little swing over here. Have this lone lamppost right here. And then they have this. I might have found the area. This actually says the Bowling Spring, and it says natural springs have always been a gathering place. When people began settling in this area in 1843, many flocked to these bubbling springs for picnics, campaign speeches, and even the site for paying taxes. What? Who the heck would want to come pay taxes at a spring? For this reason, the settlement became known as Bowling Springs. The Bowling Spring High School opened here in 1905. And in 1911, I think that's O. Max Gardner introduced legislative bill to incorporate the town of Bowling Springs. So I guess the Bowling Springs are not really bowling, but because they give off a bubbling visual effect, people just called it the Bowling Spring. So this right here, I guess, is what they consider is the Bowling Spring. Right here is the spring. This is where it starts, and then it just kind of goes right down through there and pours into a creek. So this is it. It's not the prettiest spring I've ever seen, but I don't know if you can see. I do see like a little kind of a bubbling little action to it. It's very, very subtle. But I can see some bubbling going on right there in the water. Let me see if I can put right here maybe. And just focus. You can see the water kind of making these little bubbles from time to time. As the bell rings, as the bell tolls. Makes me think about Metallica when I hear a bell like that. I mean, some people will totally say, oh man, I think of AC/DC, you know, Hell's Bells. But for me, I mean, I don't know Metallica, Who the Bell Tolls always goes to my mind when I hear that. That's a very epic looking tower over there too. I think we seen that tower earlier on a mural when we was over in Shelby maybe. Yeah. Ooh, they got some ducks over here too. That's pretty cool. We need to get in position. I want to show you that tower before we get out of here. But we just seen the Bowling Springs, or the Bubbling Springs. But, you know, I can understand. Bubbling Springs does not sound as cool as Bowling Springs, right? I totally get it why they named it that. But right here is where the springs, you know, it's like a little brook. Kind of runs along here. Oh no, here comes a duck. There's a duck approaching me. I have no food. Just for the matter, I have no food. Just for fact, I have nothing. You're a cute little guy, oh. Let me ask you something. Do you enjoy living here at the Boiling Springs? Do you enjoy the bubbles ever? Do they make you feel, you know, more ducky? More duckish? You're pretty fancy, man. I'm digging your head there, man. You got some green going on. You're really pretty. And you don't seem to be very mean. Sometimes when I get around ducks, you know, unless I'm at Disney World. Disney World ducks are always cool. You would fit in at Disney World, my friend. Right there in front of Cinderella Castle, there is a little group of ducks that run around. And they're just like you, very friendly, very cool. I bet you see people all the time. Okay, my buddy. We're going to walk across this bridge right over here and see if we can get us a better shot of that tower up there that was just ringing that bell. And then we're going to wrap up the video because yours truly... Hear that thunder? I don't know if my audio is picking that up, but that's thunder. Storm is a-coming. Ducks are everywhere. They're just hanging out, man. They're preparing for the storm too, aren't they? Gotta say, man, college life is pretty cool, man. You just come out here and take a walk, exercise, get your jog in the morning, bright and early. If you didn't stay up too late partying. There's a nice little pond out here. I wonder if they allow people to do any fishing. That's the thing. Check out this old bridge right here. They might be replacing some of these boards. And not too awful long anyway. Alright. Right there is the clock tower here at Gardner Webb. Some big old bells on that thing. That sounded pretty cool. Alright, my friends, that will pretty much do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching as always. I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you on my next adventure. Y'all stay safe and hope to see you all again very, very soon. It's going to rain. I can totally feel the moisture at this very moment. It is going to happen. And I parked about 100 yards away. That means wrap it up. Let's get it on. Let's get on up the road.